What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning into the channel. Welcome to Oh So Simplified, coming to you with the video here about the process of recreating yourself. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you don't like, leave some comments below. Any feedback will do. Let's jump into this one. So this video here is basically a part 2 of the video that I made a few weeks ago about recreating yourself. And it's something that I just wanted to dive a little deeper into. It seemed like a lot of people resonated with the message. Also comes into line with a lot of the things that I'm doing right now over the past couple weeks in terms of changing some of the things on this channel. So in terms of the 4 different ways you can recreate yourself in this process is first to decide on which area you want to focus on. There's really only 4 areas. The first one would be health, then wealth, relationships, then the last one, most important one in my opinion, is peace of mind. So the first 3 are pretty simple and I think can almost be done in a very objective way. So obviously being healthy, I mean, there's going to be a subjective nature to that question and answer, but overall we would know what being healthy is, the importance of it. As Rick Ross would say, what good is all the wealth when you shitting on yourself? Very wise words from Rickolas Ross. But health is first, because if you don't have your health, you can't really experience or enjoy anything. Your experiences is really what your life is made up, just a bunch of experiences packed together, and then you create a story to create your life and memories. I digress. Number 2 is going to be wealth. In terms of money, money makes the world go round. I would say relationships are very important, which is the third one. But without money, your position in the relationship, your leverage in the relationship, and your ability to help yourself without the dependence on specific relationships is all determined by wealth. The way the world is set up right now, having money, having wealth, having resources, having skill sets, having things to draw upon to provide value to other people is the way that you can get things done. And then even if you wanted to extrapolate this to the idea that you're on like a desert island, if you're wealthy and resources on that island in terms of ways to stay safe, sheltered, and fed, then you would be all good with all of that wealth. Next would be relationships. Everything that happens in the world is within a relationship's context. Every one of your problems that you experience is actually an interpersonal relationship problem when you break it down. And essentially having good relations and relationships with other people, a good status, a good name and reputation is something that can help push you in other ways. It can also be something where you can help other people that have a good name and reputation. But it really still, in terms of the relationship aspect, there is a wealth component. Like, you still need to be valuable. It's not like a lot of your relationships are going to be that beneficial if you can provide no value back to the other person. So that's really why the wealth comes before. And then last but not least is the peace of mind. And it really kind of encompasses all of this, because when all of those are working in coherence, it will help give you a peace of mind. But the thing about peace of mind that's really not as objective as the other ones is peace of mind also is going to have to deal with the fact that you feel like you're moving towards the purpose that you're on. And with that comes really this next point of just really building the foundation. So whenever you decide on whatever you want to improve upon, which, just a side note, I'm really trying to focus the whole channel on those 4 pieces, and I'm just gonna cycle in videos depending on those 4 different topics. But building the foundation. The first part of the foundation is understanding what you truly desire and want and positioning your life towards that. And this is important because you don't want to start copying people that don't have what you want, but you think will get there based on the 3 things I mentioned before. And you can do, and I'm going to use honestly what a lot of the viewership is, probably what they watch. You know, if you look at health, following a lot of gym influencers, I don't think is the best way to get good health. there are things that they can help you accomplish and help you become, but a lot of them are extremely unhealthy. And unless you have a very specific desire, like you want to be a fitness influencer too, a lot of things they're doing, especially things like steroids and testosterone at very early ages, is destroying their body. When it comes to wealth, tons of people are getting caught up in all of these pump and dump crypto, what's it called, the non-fungible token, crypto, the I can't think of what it's called, that image thing, so crypto, things like that, insider trading, things of that nature. On YouTube, you see people come out as scammers and liars and completely misrepresenting their lifestyle over and over and over. That might not be the way you want to follow getting wealth, because at the end of the day, all those things can affect your peace of mind because it's not connected with your purpose or even a positive purpose in general. But I was using, obviously, exaggerations. This could also be done on a more minor level. You can basically be caught in a job that you hate for the rest of your life, make a lot of money, but just be burnt out and just suck dry your whole life. Pause. But I digress there. Really building the foundation based on your wants and desires, and really focusing and honing on developing the first three pieces of the health, wealth, and relationships towards your purpose, and making sure those things are coherent. Because when those things are moving together is when you will feel the most just like you're not carrying a bunch of stress of acting, of putting on a show. And this is just a concept that I've thought about a lot. And in terms of how I want this next decade to go, I'm entering my early 30s, I really want it to be more aligned and purposeful in terms of the things that bring value to me. And obviously I do want the material things of, having good health, having good wealth, having good relationships with people I want to be around, mixed in with the peace of mind. I'm not one of these hermits, don't ever spend a penny, you don't need nothing kind of people. There's many things that I want, and I know what I'm willing to do and put on the line to have that, and I know what I'm not willing to do and put on the line to have that. And having that foundation, that decision-making matrix, makes it very easy for you to then look at the bad habits you do have or the habits you want to change. Let's not necessarily judge what the habit is itself, and weigh that against what you're willing to do, what you ultimately want, and what you're not willing to do, and then making the commitment and conviction to strip those out. Now, there's a book that I just recently read called Reality Transurfing that really made an indelible impression on my brain and the way I think of these things. So, a few months ago, I would have just left it at that. But I do also want to put into the fact that you can't force things to just go away. And when you do that, you almost force the opposite to reappear. It's a parable in Buddhism, and maybe the word's not parable, but it's a saying, that what you resist persists. And it's the same way. When you really try to force and quit something, this is the last time I'm going to do this, this is the last time I'm going to do this, you actually make it more likely that thing will happen again. So what I would say is just to make the conviction that it's going to go away. If it doesn't immediately go away, don't beat yourself up on it, but stay true to the vision, and to use the words from that book, the slide in your mind of what you ultimately want and how you're going to get there, and keep just kind of making those movements towards that end. But at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to actually make anything happen, remove any anxiety that you might have about these decisions, is to take consistent action. Even if you fall off, come back, restart, go again, that type of thing. As you can see for this year has been easily the most consistent I've been, but there's been plenty of weeks that I've fallen off, plenty of things that I should have created that haven't been created, that I'm still working to create. Now, if I did it more consistently and took more action, I probably have more results. But you can't beat yourself up, once again, like I was saying before, because that's going to actually increase the likelihood that I skip days when I put all this importance on it. When I can just more relax and just say, speak from the cuff. You got things to say. You have things that people would resonate. And saying it like that and coming from that mentality is a lot more likely that I'm going to actually make the correct action of what I ultimately want and desire at the end, of something functional that I can make money just, talking my ish to a camera. So that's really it for this one. Wanted to get this video up. What you're going to see coming, and I'm going to make sure this is launched before the new year and at least one part of the program is in there, is that I'm starting a Patreon. This also kind of comes with this whole foundational thing I was talking about just a second ago, is that I actually shot this video and made this video a week prior, and I was going to post it but had a little cold feet. Basically, something that actually came up in that book made me take a second to think about what I was doing. And it was basically, if you're anything like me, you've been recommended school, you've seen certain ads that have been pushed on Instagram. If you have any entrepreneurial, inclinations and are on Instagram, I'm sure you've gotten at least one of those ads. And I did sign up. It was completely free. I'm still 1 week within the trial period. And it's a great product from everything that I see. I do think that most of the people there are actually making money off the affiliate program, which pays you 40% of anybody's membership that signs up off of your link. However, the idea of paying $99 a month when I have nothing created doesn't really make any sense. Where Patreon, they take a larger cut, but you don't have to have anything created. Now, they don't have Alex Hormozi, pushing this thing, paying a ton of money on ads, pushing this product, and with the sales copy and sales funnel that you go through that makes it seem like, this would be the greatest idea for you. And watching it, going through some of the trainings, looking at the pricing model, assessing my options, yes, the sales copy is great. Yes, I'm sure there's people that have absolutely no following, or not no following for me, but no substantial following, nobody actually subscribing to pay for anything. It probably doesn't make sense for anybody like that to just start on school and just start paying $99 a month. Even though it's only going to be, $1,200 at the end of the year, it probably makes more sense to go on another platform that is more of going to wait till you start making money before they start charging you. And this is an idea of knowing what I want and being more aligned with what's going to fit for me, and not being caught up in the sales copy, what somebody else says is important, what somebody else says is going to be the way to work. And because I'm into entrepreneurial things, I get basically pitched a million different ideas all the time. Whenever I go on Instagram, there's different ads about different ways to make money, and this is where you have to really have that ability to go back into your foundation, see what's going to work for you, then go back to making the actions, being consistent, and moving down that road, and believing in the choices that you're making based on what you want, and gaining peace of mind for yourself. So that's really it for this one. I'll put the Patreon link in the description here, but there might not be anything up until the end of the weekend coming up. But I digress. If you like the content, like the content. If you didn't like, dislike, leave some comments below. And until next time, you know what it is. Peace.